Hello and welcome to the ResilientNurse.com. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I want you to meet someone I got the pleasure of interviewing. Introduce yourself to us.
Hello, I'm Tobias King. Been a nurse for 3 years. Currently traveling, and I'm from Florida.
Okay. So about you say you've been a nurse for 3 years. So what year did you graduate from nursing school?
I graduated from nursing school spring of 2011.
Spring of 2011. Okay, so you're not far behind me. I graduated in 2010. So we're getting
Oh,
old now. um,
yeah.
so did you do a RN diploma program or did you do a BSN degree program?
Actually did a BSN program at Florida A&M University.
Okay, and so tell me a little bit about your college experience. How was it?
Uh, my college experience was I mean, honestly, it was a struggle at first. I mean, the transition from going to regular classes to being in a major and being so specific, especially with the testing, was definitely a struggle for me. And it was good though. It was good though. It brought the better person out of me. I can say that.
Okay, so did you have a little bit of trouble with your grades, or would you say you were an A student, a B student, or a C student?
Well, I can say that my first semester I had a lot of trouble. I was definitely a C student my first semester because I wasn't used to studying. I never studied before. So after I got my first quiz back, I was like, man, I got to learn how to study. So after that, I became a B student.
Okay, that's pretty impressive to be a B student as a nursing major. What was the main thing that you used to study? For me, my thing was note cards. I love note cards. They were all over my ceilings, walls, dressers. My roommate was annoyed by them. They were even in her pockets. What is the one thing that you love to do to study?
Actually, I can say that I developed a group. I was two other young ladies, and we were almost like a family. We would go to each other's houses, take turns, and during finals, we even like had sleepovers. Uh,
Oh wow, that's cool.
yeah.
I'm a firm believer in um, collaboration is much better than competition. So it's a really good thing to have a group and kind of a family that you can study with. Did you have a social life in college, or was your group of study partners more so your group of friends?
I I had a great social life actually, and being social was like my outlet. So if
Okay.
I didn't have a test or if I didn't, I didn't have anything that was due, I was social, and that created a great balance as far as like working and playing in college atmosphere.
So you're from Florida, and I saw that you're working in California. So how did you get there? Tell me a little bit about what you're doing now as a nurse.
Well, I'm actually a traveling nurse. I've been doing this for about a year and a half now. I kind of made my way kind of slowly over. I started in Texas, went back to Florida, Arizona, and now I'm in California. So I took my way slowly, but California was the goal for me.
Okay, so you made it to your goal at a really young age, and that's pretty great. As far as traveling, did you go with a buddy or did you decide to go alone?
I can say that I kind of went with a buddy because I was staying with one of my good friends. He's also graduated from FAMU, and one day I told him I was like, I'm just going to be a traveling nurse. And he said, well, I'm going to go too. So we've always been kind of close in comparison. When I was in Texas, he was in Oklahoma. When I was in Florida, he was also in Florida, and so on and so forth. So we've always been close, and he's actually here in California now.
That's great. A support system is really great, and it's good to have someone that you can travel with. So, your experience as a travel nurse thus far, what would you say? Do you say you love it on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being your dream job, and 1 being this is terrible. I don't know if I'd ever do it again.
I would say I would give it a strong 8, maybe a 9, maybe a 9. I
Okay.
love the fact that I'm able to travel and I've seen the country because of traveling nursing. I do get kind of annoyed with keeping my stuff in a box all the time, packing, but I mean that's minimal to the experiences that I've gained.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So, I have to ask, okay, so you are in a female dominated industry. How is it from a male's perspective working in this industry? I mean, you're working with mostly women all the time. You get annoyed with our attitudes and the way that we work. And is it difficult being a male in a female dominated industry?
I wouldn't say that is difficult at all, actually. I think that more women almost, not to say cling to the men, but we're able to move patients a little bit easier and help nurses out as far as that. Because I'm generally, what I've seen is that men are, pretty fast and pretty efficient. So I always make time to help other nurses, or I'm definitely called to help a lot of people.
Okay. Did you get any slack from your friends? I know it could be difficult sometimes initially when you started nursing school. Did you get any jokes like, why would you be a male nurse or anything like that? I think it's a great profession for men. I love male nurses because I'm very petite and it's hard for me to turn my patients. So do you ever get slack from your friends like, oh, what made you do that girly job that we both know is very masculine?
Yes, it is. Um, what I can say is that before I started telling people, I thought that I would, but the response was actually the opposite. Everybody thought it was a great idea, everybody loved it, and everybody that I've encountered and I've told that are nurse, sometimes they're surprised, but after that, they love it. They love the idea of what it is and what I do.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Our hours can be really, really stressful. You work nights right now.
Yes.
How do you handle your stress? What's some ways that you blow off steam?
I could say that my biggest stress reliever has to be fitness by far.
Okay.
Fitness is what I do. I love it. I generally get other coworkers incorporated with it where I'm working, and that's a big outlet for me. And I like doing new things. For example, in South Florida, I frequently visit the beach. In Texas, I got a chance to ride horses, and since I've been in the West, I've been able to explore hiking, which I've never had the opportunity to do before.
It's awesome, isn't it? It's amazing mental and physical experience. I'm all for it. I think it's great that you're exploring other outlets. Do you have any advice or words of wisdom that you could give to an aspiring male nurse?
Yes, first of all, to do it and to not be scared of what people might say or what people might think of you, because I once thought that and it was the opposite reaction for me. I think that it's a great field that's very open for males, and not to say that it would be easier for a man to get in nursing school per se, but the door is a little bit more open for a man to get in nursing school. So I definitely think it's a great field. I think more men should do it. It's always great to see another man on the floor. It's kind of a little bonding thing when you see another male nurse.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time and thanks for sharing a male perspective on nursing with us. I wish you the best with everything you do. I'm wondering what's next up for you? What's your next plans? Are you going to continue to travel? Maybe go back to school? What's next on your wish list?
Actually, I have my papers sitting right here, but I'm applying to go to nurse practitioner school
That's awesome.
starting this fall. So that's my goal. That's my number one goal and plan as far as now, because I've reached my goal of coming to California and traveling fully across the country. So that's my next target.
Wow, well, you traveled fully across the country, you reached your goals, and you reached your dreams. So it's now time to start dreaming bigger, huh?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I look forward to hearing from you soon. I'm going to do a little write up on you so everybody gets to check you out.
All
Thank
right, thank you. All right, thank you.
you.